Operation Midnight Storm, Conquest of Chicago. The heart of America will beat for the Reich. Strategic objective: to seize control of Chicago, Illinois, dismantling its symbolic and strategic significance as a hub of industry, transportation, and culture. The operation will leverage advanced technology, undead legions, and psychological terror to crush resistance, demoralize the Allies, and establish a fortress city for the Reich's North American dominion. Phase 1. Strategic preparation, laying the groundwork. Intelligence and reconnaissance. Satellite surveillance. Deploy black sun-controlled satellites to map Chicago's defenses, infrastructure, and troop concentrations. Prioritize O'Hare International Airport, Navy Pier, the Loop, and military installations. Undead infiltration. Insert undead operatives disguised as civilians to sabotage key targets. Water filtration plants, e.g., Jardine Water Purification Plant, rail hubs, Union Station, and communications towers. Cyber warfare. Hack into Chicago's traffic control systems, emergency networks, and power grids to sow chaos pre-invasion. Forward base establishment. Gary, Indiana staging ground. Convert the abandoned steel mills of Gary into a fortified forward base. Construct underground hangars for Panzer X tanks, drone swarms, and undead reanimation labs. Lake Michigan Naval Outpost. Deploy submersible U-boats armed with experimental icebreaker torpedoes, freezing agents to immobilize enemy vessels. Psychological warfare. Propaganda blitz. Flood Chicago's media with AI-generated deepfakes of Allied leaders surrendering. Broadcasts will warn of divine retribution for resisting the Reich. False flag attacks. Stage explosions at Wrigley Field and Millennium Park, blaming Allied incompetence. Weather exploitation. Winter onslaught. Time the assault for January, leveraging Chicago's brutal cold to cripple civilian morale and hinder Allied mobility. Undead legions, unaffected by frost, will dominate frozen battlefields. Phase 2. Blitzkrieg onslaught. The storm breaks. Aerial annihilation. Decapitation strike. Stealth bombers from Wright-Patterson AFB will obliterate O'Hare's runways and the 55th 63rd Street Armory, grounding Allied air power. Drone swarms. Deploy NACGEIS drones to disable streetlights, traffic signals, and cell towers, plunging the city into darkness. Undead vanguard. Sewer infiltration. Undead units will surge through Chicago's 4,000-mile sewer network, emerging in the Loop to ambush police and National Guard. Chicago River breach. Poison the river with Nebel toxin, a paralyzing agent, targeting civilians and defenders. Armored spearhead. Panzer X advance. Armored columns will roll south from Gary, crushing resistance in Southside neighborhoods. AI targeting systems will prioritize bridges, e.g. Duzable, Adams Street, to isolate the city. Mechanized infantry. Exosuit-equipped troops will clear high-rises in the Loop using magnetic grappling hooks and flamethrowers. Lake Michigan blockade. U-boat siege. Submersibles will mine the lake and sink any vessels attempting to evacuate civilians or supply defenders. Amphibious undead. Bioengineered sea-totem aquatic undead will drag fleeing civilians underwater. Phase encirclement and siege. The city chokes. Noose tactics. Highway destruction. Blast I, and I to paralyze Allied reinforcements. Rail sabotage. Derail freight trains carrying supplies into Union Station using hacked control systems. Artillery barrage. Position Donnerkiel railguns in suburban Cicero and Evanston, raining thermobaric shells on Navy Pier and Grant Park. Urban terror. Undead death squads. Patrol neighborhoods like Pilsen and Humboldt Park, executing resistors and broadcasting screams via loudspeakers. Skyline snipers. Occupy Willis Tower and John Hancock Center, using laser-guided rifles to pick off leaders. Phase 4. Consolidation. The Black Sun rises. Provisional government. Install Gauleiter Klaus Vogel as puppet governor. Convert the Chicago Board of Trade into a Reich administration hub. Resource exploitation. Repurpose Ford's Chicago assembly plant to mass-produce Panzer X tanks. Enslave civilians to harvest Lake Michigan ice for coolant in undead labs. Propaganda triumph. Host a macabre victory parade on Michigan Avenue, featuring undead legions and captured Allied soldiers in chains. Fortress Chicago. Construct a 100-foot Eisenhower iron wall around the city, studded with automated turrets. Flood the subway tunnels as a last-ditch defense. Final address from Reichsfuhrer Himmler. Chicago is no longer a city, it is a monument. A monument to the Reich's invincibility. Let